Hello, this is Lorena, and I'm back with another dueling video. I'm supposed to duel someone who is related to Fiend type. And I'm going to duel Yubel again, and I'm going to see if the game counts that. Because Yubel is a Fiend type monster, so if the game doesn't count that, I'm going to be like, what? Seriously, how do you not count that? Yubel is a Fiend type monster, guys. You don't get it. I will duel Yubel after this if it doesn't count, but I would judge the game if it doesn't. I may have did this before, I just can't remember. Did I have to change worlds to do this? I did not, but I did. What kind of insanity is this? Okay, well, I didn't. I guess. I don't do this for every... whatever. Alright. I don't have any monsters. I have Cyber Dragon, but ooh, I had to go first. I have to take that if I want to summon. Anyway, Zane is cool with burn damage. I mean, it makes sense to say that. Because if he wasn't cool with burn damage, then that would kind of defeat the point of... Well, he kind of becomes a bit masochistic later, and then he gets better, and then... Well, he gets better, but then he just dies. And then season 4 happens, and everyone's asking how Zane's still alive. Me, in my personal opinion, I'm just like, does that really matter? I mean, everyone else came back. Yes, everyone else came back, so does it matter? I am surprised if that is the retort I came up with. That's going to be like, well, that does make the most sense to me. Apparently, not to everyone else, and to be fair, I think there are some issues with the writing in Jax, but, I mean, I've got issues with the writing in pretty much every Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. Let's just be honest. I mean, with Sevens, it was the, too low stakes, not too short. There are too many characters in Sevens for there to be 13 episode arcs. I'm still a bit concerned since Go Rush still has those, but I think that the series is showing a bit more promise compared to Sevens, so that's good. I got an ultra rare. I rarely get those. Okay, the game counted that. Good. I would have judged the game if it didn't. I mean, it wouldn't have stopped me from continuing to play it, but still. Okay, so what's next? I want to look at the rest. There is no next. I finished it. So now I'm on the next one, which is opened on July 17th. Okay. And this one, the last one is unlocked on July 19th, I'm guessing. So that's everything I can do for the event so far because of the time gate. But you may want to consider... Dude. Zane is level 45. I mean, level 43. He's getting close to level 45. I just think that's very interesting. Anyway, I'm considering playing Jazz next primarily. Just because, I mean, I don't know how it will go, but I want to murder people's monster zones. I want to murder them. All of them. Okay, I probably won't get to all of them, but you never know. You do know what this means, right? It means I'm... Ugh. During the tag duel tournament, I'm just like, I can't see dual spirits. I can't see dual spirits at all. Yeah, well, they still had dialogue. I just ignored the Ojamas like I couldn't see them. That was pretty mean. I will be honest. But is it any... I mean, Chaz isn't that nice to them either. I mean, he probably appreciates them more than me, at least. I guess my question mark is, what now? What now? I mean, I did take out all the legendary duelists, and, I don't really see a reason to rush through the event, because this was just day one. But to be honest, apparently the next episode unlocks at 1 a.m. So if I keep playing for around an hour or for until that long, then that means I can continue the event. Which is something that I shouldn't do, but is something I'm going to do. Because I'm still curious how far I can get in the, in ranked. It's not really the character that's at fault for how I'm behaving in these ranked duels. It's me. It's me. I'm the problem. I'm the reason for it. And now I did consider maybe trying to be like one of those new age types that are like the ones doing the guided meditations, like just take a deep breath in, a deep breath out. Let everything just, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to do more of that. Though I might if I think I'm getting too intense. But anyway, that's not my personality. Also, guided meditation isn't really my thing. I tried it, and I'm just like, you want me to imagine what? Yeah, I'm not imagining shit. If the game, I mean, if they're telling me to imagine this or that, I'm just like, too much visualization, guys. My brain isn't wired for that. But I don't have like the inability to see things in my head. Just partially. I have a partial form of aphantasia. It's not the full thing. Because in order to be a bit, well, let me just say one thing. I had to stop watching horror videos, but not because they're terrifying, but because I'm squeamish. And because of some recent issues with nausea. So I wasn't terrified, I just didn't want to feel nauseous. So if I'm just listening to horror stories and the descriptions are making me nauseous, that doesn't sound like aphantasia to me. At least not the full thing. So there must be some imagery in there. Can confirm I can visualize some things, but not clearly and not well. And I'm going to be honest, I am just not the type for visualization in general. And if you think guided meditations are the only time when I've encountered this, I've been in therapy, and my MDR therapist was just like, so visualize your happy place, and I'm like, I told her before this session that I'm not good at visualization. I think I told her before this session I'm not good at visualization. She went through the script. So when she told me to say what I was imagining, I'm just like, I'm imagining a void, a very dark void. A dark void. You know, just to get across the fact that I'm not really seeing much. And what is more representative of that than a void? To be honest, I didn't tell her every detail that was coming to mind, because some things in my head are personal. I don't want to just tell you this stuff. I mean, I do trust this therapist now, but I mean, even though I trust her to an extent, that doesn't mean I should tell you every detail in my head. I felt like it was a bit too personal, so I had to be a bit vague after a while because of some of the things that I was supposed to say. I'm just like, not comfortable with this. So lies all around, simply because I couldn't be fully honest. And I mean, she wouldn't have judged me necessarily. Her response to the void was not negative. She was pretty interested, actually. It seemed pretty interesting to her that I visualized this void. So she didn't judge me for that. And she hasn't judged me at all, really. So I really think that I like her as a therapist. I think we vibe well. And I have 2 therapists, and I know that some therapists prefer that you stay with just one. And while I do understand that, I'm just thinking to myself, I think I benefit from having 2 therapists. I think I benefit, like, I don't necessarily know when shit's going to happen to me. 1 week with a therapist, everything might be going fine. But that doesn't necessarily mean things will still be going fine next time I see a therapist. So to account for that, I think seeing more than one is actually okay. But also, I try not to discuss the same things with both of them. Sometimes I discuss more things than just one. I mean, there's some overlap, but usually I try to go into different things, just to keep things different. But also because I feel comfortable discussing some things with pretty much both of them. But I know that I only have a limited amount of time to see each therapist, and it's not like I get to see them regularly. Because I can't see them regularly, I have to pick and choose what I discuss with them. So I try not to discuss the same topics with all of them, because that's not necessarily, I won't necessarily be able to go into what I need to say if I'm just like, but I want to talk about this and that with both. That's not how the system works. So I take that into account. And I'm just like, yeah, I have to pick and choose for my own reasons, and also because I don't get to see therapists often. I mean, it's nice that I've got a therapist and can tell people this, but they really can't just see me on the regular. there is a limitation to be said here. They can only see me they can only see me here and there. They have to fit me into a schedule, and that means that sometimes I just can't be I can't be a priority because therapists are professionals. They can't just fit you in just because you need more therapy. So, yeah. There's this and that, but also I do benefit from working on things outside of therapy and not just clutching to it like some unhealthy mechanism. I benefit from having a therapist, but I shouldn't over rely on therapy because that's just bad too. You're not in therapy to stay in therapy. You're in therapy to hopefully eventually get out of it. But I'm the kind of person that might be in therapy as long as I can afford it. And when I can no longer afford it, well, the unfortunate reality may be that I can't afford it because I'm either homeless or I'm about to be. I'm just putting it out there, the facts, man. This country's government is just like, we want to remain in power. Okay, what does power mean if everyone's dead? What does power mean if the people you want to rule over are dead? Yeah, I don't think... I understand that privilege does things to you. I understand that corruption does things to you, but if you want to be corrupted and in power, at least consider how you stay in power. Because if you don't do that, and people just starve, then you're gonna end up not having power. And I think that the government would rather I die than them actually give two shits about me. And this is dark and messed up, but it's kind of how I feel when it comes to the government. They don't care about me. They consider me dead weight. And society as a whole considers me dead weight too because I don't have a job. I can't get one. But here's the thing. If the average person cannot make ends meet, then I sure as hell can't. If the average person is struggling to get affordable health care, then I should not be off Medicaid. I should not try to get a job because I need medication. I am dependent on it. And even if society as a whole doesn't get it, even if the government doesn't get it, I can lie for the sake of my safety. I'm able to do this. If my survival is at stake, I will lie to you. And I'm quite willing to lie because when it comes to survival, I basically have to lie. I don't get to make a decision just because I want to be morally correct. Okay, this was probably a bad decision considering who I'm up against, but who cares? That's my rank up duel, and I'm like, who cares? My active character cares. My active character is like, I only respect victory. Okay, sure. You can only respect victory, but that's kind of boring, don't you think? Don't you think? You know, I didn't consider that. I haven't considered that maybe my opponent isn't playing. Okay. Oh my god. Well, but to be fair, I could see Jaden playing this. He kind of reminds me of Joey in some ways. Just luckier. What do I mean by that? Well, Joey isn't the protagonist, so he lost against Jamie Merritt, so there's that. But he did get pretty close. I recall that he only lost because he fainted. But I don't remember for sure. DM era was forever ago. The same with Jack's era, but I don't care. I watched it more recently than DM. I think I just died. Okay, I get another turn. Well, that's surprising. I don't think it matters that I got another turn. To be honest, it just doesn't matter at all. I mean, I can use Book of Moon, but is it going to be negated? It could be. But it doesn't need to be negated. I can only use it on one monster. It doesn't need to be... Okay. I'm using it just so the notification box doesn't bug me. Destroying me with my own monster. Oh god, the karma. Yeah, I'm never going to be out of karma when it comes to Jaden at all. You know, I've already destroyed a bunch of people with Jaden. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that duel was barely a duel, but okay, sure. I do not rank up because I lost. I might win the next duel though. Maybe. And do I have time for another one? I don't know, I might get another duel like Yami Merrick. So I'm going to wrap this video up. In the next video, let's hope I don't get another duel like Yami Merrick, because that was a frustrating duel and I hated it. Yeah, I think I also gave my opponent a nice outdoor, but let's ignore that. I just did it because question mark.